Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Ismah Fitri from class 2A, Department of English Education. Okay, in here, I want to review a novel by Colleen Hoover under the title Ugly Love. Nah, okay. This book tells the story of a 23-year-old woman named Tate who moved to her brother's apartment named Corbin in San Francisco because she had to continue her studies as a nurse and work part-time. However, when she had just moved into her brother's apartment, she met with a man who was drunk in front of his brother's apartment unit. The man named Miles. He is a neighbor and also the close friend of his older brother. Tate contacted her brother and finally, Tate's brother told his friend to be allowed in. Tate tries to hold Miles in her arms and sits him on the sofa. Then, she continues towards the room to put her suitcase down. When she returned to the living room, she found Miles leaning his head on the couch, his hands gripping the couch. Tate thought he was going to vomit, but apparently Miles was sobbing, while repeatedly saying the names Rahel, Rahel, and Rahel. By the way, Rahel is a new student at Miles High School. It's about 6 years ago. And she is Miles' love at the first sight. When Miles begins to feel his first love, he is disappointed by reality. It turns out that Rahel is the daughter of his father's affair, namely Lisa. But that doesn't make Miles' love fade away. They both love each other, and Miles accidentally impregnates Rahel. It was difficult for the parents of both to accept this, but they inevitably had to give in until the day of the birth of Miles and Rahel's child, named Clayton. And then, however, when on the way home from the hospital, Miles and his little family had an accident, and Clayton died. Miles and Rahel's relationship is strained. Rahel keeps blaming Miles for her son's death, until finally Rahel decided to divorce. Miles is so devastated that he is determined never to fall in love again. Okay, the next day, Miles woke up from his drunkenness. Instead of thanking and introducing himself to Tate, Miles was busy looking for his wallet. Tate grumbled until finally Miles agreed and tried to introduce himself. Okay, Miles is a pilot just like Corbin, and that's why they are friends. Day after day passed. Tate and Miles were the two of them were actually interested in each other, but they joked about the love that they had. Maybe Tate feels different, who expects something with Miles, and however, Miles cannot give Tate what she wants to pass the trauma. Finally, an agreement was made. They become friends with benefit, and there are rules met by Miles, and that is, she can't ask about the past and she can't hope for a future, and Tate agrees. However, the complicated relationship between Miles and Tate is rejected by his overprotective brother, the Corbin. But still stubborn, she continues what she is doing with Miles. It's hard for Tate to not love Miles, but Miles always denies his feelings until finally Tate falls so tired and then Tate decided to end it all. And that's where Miles realized that he had fallen in love again, no matter how much he tried to deny his feelings. Miles tries to meet Ted at her new apartment. Ted is shocked and doesn't expect to meet Miles again. And finally, they express their feelings for each other and got married until finally Tate and Miles were blessed with a daughter. Okay, so about the review. This book presents a back and forth plot, and the author clearly describes every details of feeling with a beautiful phrase. The presentation of this book is also accompanied by several poetic quotes, like I remember, oh, love isn't always pretty. Sometimes you spend all your time hoping it will eventually be something different, something better. Then, before you know it, you're back to square one, and you lose your hurt somewhere along the way. I think it's really good. It's really make me melt. And one quote that I remember is, oh, you're looking at me like you fell in love with me. I didn't fall in love with you, I flew. Oh my god. I think it's really deep. It makes me feel like, oh, I'm melting. I think every sentence feels so beautiful and makes the reader fall deeper into the story. Well, I highly recommend this novel for everyone who loves romance genre. This novel tells about sacrifice, loyalty, and the true love. I think that's all from me. I, I hope my review gonna be good. Thank you.